Hello, my beautiful daisies, and welcome back. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. So happy to see you, and I hope this video resonates and maybe you decide to join the family. So let's just get right into it. We're going to do something a little different tonight. I pulled a few cards from the Priestess Oracle deck, which you guys know I love to use because it's just so dang magnificently beautiful. So we have 5 cards that came out, and then I have a card at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to show you the cards first, and then we'll go over what's going on in the energy, okay? So the first one we have is Diamond Dimension, okay? And that says Christ Light, Crystal Consciousness, and Divine Love. The next one we have is Sirius. These cards are so powerful, I can't. And this says Cosmic Yes, Divine Alignment, and Higher Technologies. Next one we have is Sun, which a lot of us, if you watch or you've gotten tarot readings before, the sun is the sun, you know. And that is Pure Joy, Pranic, Life Force, and Highest Light. So pretty. Okay. Fourth card we have is Temple of Isis, which is Remembrance. Oh, that makes more sense now with the reading. Divine Feminine and Temple Consciousness. Yeah. Okay. Fifth one we have is 2 Golden Serpents, Life Force Energy, Magnetic Energy, and Divine Union. So cool. And the card that we have at the bottom of the deck is the Blue Lotus, and under the Blue Lotus is Dragons. So we are divinely protected in our reading. So higher consciousness, new earth activation, and unified love. Okay. So now, first of all, there was a lot of like divine union love. This is not going to be a love reading. I just want to say that for you right now. We will get into it, but this reading is going to be a lot with your connection and your relationship with your higher self, your source energy, your, God, whomever is your creator. I want to get started. Okay, Diamond Dimension. First of all, the first thing that came to my mind is diamonds are formed under pressure. So right now you can be feeling like you're under a lot of pressure. And that could be in any aspect of your life. That could be at your job, that could be at home, that could be in a relationship, friendship, whatever dynamic is going on. Maybe it's just your life in general. It doesn't have anything to do with other people. You're just putting a lot of pressure on yourself. But right now you're feeling a lot. Okay. And I want to point out that this card on the sides, these are all crystals, right? Now, when you find a crystal, they usually knock them open and they crack open and you see, the beautiful colors and shapes and shards inside and everything. But on the outside, it looks like a rock. So you could be at a place in your life right now where, and this has really been coming through for me as well, with having faith in your faith, 10 toes down in believing what you believe is true, standing in your faith with the universe, God, knowing they have your back, knowing that things are going to work out, even if things look like a bunch of rocks right now. Like you're forming crystals, you're forming diamonds, and you can't see that yet. Because as beautiful as this card is, like these crystals are jagged and oh, my phone's on low battery. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. You could feel like you're on 20% right now. Low battery, no energy. Things could be very heavy right now. So like I was saying, these crystals, they are sharp AF. Like you don't want to walk into this. Like it's cloudy, it's stormy. That could just be how you're feeling. You could feel under a lot of pressure, like you have a storm cloud above your head. Things are sharp and jagged, and you're not seeing the crystal, the diamond within the rock right now. if this message is for you, you've been doing so much inner work, and everything is happening in like the 5D for you, but it hasn't shown up in your life yet. Like like things are aligning in ways that you don't even know. I forgot to spray the protection spray. I'm sorry. It's just something we got to do to keep the crazy energy away. Right. So things, you're probably calling out to the universe and you're like, hey, I'm doing like all this stuff and I really have faith in you, but I really need you to show me something right now because I am so tired and so exhausted and so gray. Like this card is so gray. So you're really having a hard time standing in your faith. Like you have it so strongly, more than a lot of people that you know that are around you. But like you're like, I need to see something. You got to give me something. I will continue to show up regardless, but please, if you could just like show me something, that would be so very cool and nice. I do want to point out that the clouds are parting, so things are slowly developing for you, and slowly you probably feel that word very, very, very true. Like, yeah, Liv, it's slow. Okay. But I also want to point out that like the path you're walking on, like you bring the light. Like things may feel heavy, but like stay in your light because you will light up everything around you that is not filled with light. And that is your job, and that is your destiny. And that is why you are so under pressure, because you can handle it. And if this message is for you, you're the blueprint. And the blueprint goes first. The blueprint goes first before anybody else. So you're doing things that nobody else is doing. Sorry, my cat. Go ahead, come on. I hope he doesn't interrupt too many times because he likes to come in and out. So you're the blueprint. You go first. And going first sucks because it's like there's no map. But your faith is your map. And that is the point. To fully surrender to the divine and be like, because you are so tired that you had no choice but to surrender. To be like, you know, just take me. Just take me away. Like, come beam me up. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't know what else I can do for you. So I fully surrender. And that is the place that they wanted you to get to. And this makes me laugh now because, like, your ancestors, your spirit team is like, I'm thinking of, like, Ring Around the Rosie and not, like, the negative message that comes with that song. But, like, you know how they're like all holding hands, they're, like, going in a circle. They're like, you have no idea what's coming for you, babe. Because, like, look at these clouds. If this card was filled with these clouds, you wouldn't be able to see what's beyond. And this, I think it's called a nook. I don't want to totally butcher that. But it's eternal life, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I just like started getting more familiar with those symbols. But yeah, your spirit team. Hold on, let me try to get in here. Look at this. They're like, they're just, I see them like just holding hands, running in a circle around like a fire. You know, like they're not worried. You're worried. And they're like, if they only knew, like the clouds are clearing and like alignment is happening and you can't see it because you're feeling very gray right now. And that's okay. That's okay. Rest. Honestly, rest. Like, because when you have energy, when you have action, you're out and about, you're doing things. But like when you can't, surrender to that as well, because they want you to rest. Because what you have coming, not that it's going to be not restful, not peaceful, not in alignment with you, but just like take a minute to chill because you've done so much work and it's time for you to like take a breath from all that you have done, okay? So again, what I'm seeing is like the clouds are starting to part, same message. And you're slowly you're slowly seeing, like, you're getting little glimpses. You're getting little glimpses of things that are making you realize that, like, okay, I'm on the right path. But for, like, our human mind, it's not enough. We, like, want more. You know, we really want, like, the thing. And it's going to happen in divine timing. You know, they're not going to give it to you when you want it. They're going to give it to you when you least expect it. And that's just the humor of your spirit guides. They're funny. God is funny. So, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, you're in alignment, and you can see how, like, it's like illuminating blue as well. So, like, they're stirring up something in the back that you just can't see right now. And I know I'm going to sound like another annoying one who gives you the confirmation to just surrender, but let's move on. So the next card is the Sun. Now, the first two cards, the clouds were parting. So now what do you get once the clouds part? You get the Sun. So once all these things fall into place for you, the Sun will come out. And there's a pathway here to the Sun. And you're not at the Sun yet, and you know that, but you also know that it's there. You don't doubt that it's there. You know that it's there. You're just not sure when. And again, you're in a place of pressure right now, and you could be feeling like you need that thing to come through to get you to, you know, the next step. So you could be really just feeling scared. You could just be feeling really scared right now. Like, you know they're there, you know they hear you, you know they have your back, but you're like, is it really gonna happen though? Like, because if this message is for you, a lot of things didn't pan out for you in the past. And that's because you've had so much work that you had to move through. You had so many triggers and traumas and emotions that you had to clear and lessons that you had to learn to get to this place. No, you don't just get to this place, you understand? You don't just get to the place that you're standing in, and you know that. I don't need to tell you that. You don't need confirmation from anybody to tell you that. You know what it takes to get to the Sun. And you're there, love. It's just, you just got some, you know, just walk, just enjoy your life, just do the daily things that give you joy, that make life easier, you know, just like chop your wood. And what is it? Oh my God, my mom says it all the time. Carry your water, chop your wood. I can't believe that's escaping me right now. But that's like general acts. Like, you know, when you're like super stressed out and like you can't control life. You never can. We think that we can, but you never can control what's going to happen. Truly, if you think about it, if you really, really think about it. Everything, like, you have a routine, so you think you control something, but then like life flips on a dime. You don't. You do not. So you can't control what you're feeling. If you can't control what's going on and you're having really big feelings, like, go do your laundry. Go read a book. Journal if you want. Go on a walk. Work out. Something. Go take a shower. Like, anything just to break up the energy, because you do have this coming, but your human mind wants it now. You know, you're like, I did the work, give me the thing. And you are so faithful, but you're still human at the end of the day. So give yourself grace in that, because this is where you're headed and you know it. And this is just confirmation that you need to chill. And I don't mean to be so like blah about it, because it's so much easier to say that to somebody than to actually do it. And I know that because I'm feeling this as well. So don't think that I don't understand. It's hard when you've done so much. And it's like, no matter how much you do, it's like you level up and then you just have another lesson. Like, you don't actually get better. Like, you get better, but like your outside world doesn't like reflect it. So you're just like, okay, is my life just going to be a form of lessons until the day I die? Because like, kill me now. I don't mean that seriously. You know what I mean. It's like, at the end of the day, I am a human being and I only have so much. And you're tired. But you know it. You know it's so deep in your bones that it's coming. And because it's so close, you're like, you want to like run around the corner to just like go grab it. But things need to fall in place. Things need to align. Certain things still need to shift in your favor, of course, always, before you get to the sun. So, next card. We have the Temple of Isis. Now, this is just going to continue on to the next because the waters at the bottom, this is also remembrance. So you're really remembering who the F you are. Like truly, for the first time in your life, this is divine feminine. It doesn't matter whether you're female or male, but for the first time in your life, you are not showing up. You're not pretending anymore. And I don't mean that to insult you. I've done it, you know, like we're in spaces and we don't think we're going to be received properly. And in the past, we would just be trying to fit in and we would get outcast. So we can only imagine if we actually showed up as ourselves, how outcasted we would get. So you didn't show up that way for probably your whole life until maybe just recently. And that was for protection for yourself. You know, that was how you survived. And that's completely understandable. So you're at a place of remembrance. Like you're like, I know who I am. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks because I know who I am. I know my heart. I know what I give. I know. You have a knowing. You're remembering. You don't need outside validation because you're giving that validation to yourself. And that is like the highest level that you can be at because you can't fuck with someone who doesn't need the approval of the outside world, period. Okay. So these waters are very calm. So you're coming into calmer waters. But I don't know if you could see it. It shows that somebody has like walked, like, you know, the current is moving as if somebody just like walked through. So you're coming into calmer waters. And like the sun is like beyond this entryway, you know? So you're coming into your calmer waters and you see this, it's not a statue, it's a carving of a divine Egyptian, I'm not sure who that is, but you're divinely protected. It's like your bodyguard. It's, okay, I saw a message similar to this this week. It's like, this is like the doorway to your new life, okay? And this is your divine bodyguard. Like, whatever is not meant for you cannot come through this doorway. Like, it is crafted especially for you. And you can have people who are going to try to ride your coattails because why wouldn't they? Right? But they can't. This door is for you and for you alone. And once you walk through it, this shit's closing. It's crumbling. This is your son. This is the hard work. This is your reward for the hard work that you've done. This is the reward for the heart that you have in your chest, that regardless of everything, you are still so pure. And if you're still listening to this and this video is resonating for you, this is a very specific message. This is not for the pretenders. This is not for the people who think they're doing the work, but they're not. This is for the people that are doing it, that have done it, that are the blueprint for everything that's moving forward in this world. Like, you are going to be an example. And it's hard to be the example because, again, there's no map. But really, there's no map to any of this. So just trust your heart and trust your guides and trust your faith. This is like all about faith because it's like coming to the end. You really feel it and you're not seeing it, but you got to keep going. You just got to keep remembering all the lessons you've learned. You got to keep remembering all the new programs that you've developed over this time of healing, that you, if someone came to you in crisis, the things that you would say, right? You got to take the advice of yourself. You know, you have free will. But this is not the time to fall back into old patterns. You have come too far to not get your sun in the sky, okay? You deserve this so much. And you know it. You know it now. You didn't know it in the past. You know, you wanted it, but you didn't think you deserved it. You didn't think you were worthy of it. And you know that now. And you're like, you know what? That's mine. People tried to take this from me so many times. I'm not budging. I'm not. That is mine and I'm going for it. And if I blind some people on my way, sorry. I'm made to be a bright light, and you're not apologizing for it anymore, because you know what? You've been around people who have dulled you, dimmed you, and you're so, like, you're tired, but you're also, like, angry, because it's like, you don't appreciate me for what I am. So I'm going to appreciate myself for what the fuck I am. And I'm not asking anymore. We're not asking. We're just doing. And the universe loves that energy. Oh my God, do they love that energy. So the next card we have is 2 golden serpents. And this is life force energy, magnetic energy, and divine union. Now, a few things. I looked in the book for what this card meant, because I wasn't really getting anything. And it's on page 180. So I thought that was significant, because I think your life is about to take a 180. And you know it. And the serpents, it's like I said, you are becoming you, like your true, authentic you, in a way you've never been before. Like, you feel freed from, like, shackles that have been on you, like, since you're a kid. You are not asking permission. You are not worried about the opinions of others. You are like your true authentic self is like waving through your body. Maybe, I don't know, Kundalini, I don't know all about that stuff, so I'm not even going to preach on it. If I don't know it, I don't preach on it. But so take it as how it resonates for you personally. But I feel like this life force energy, right? Life force energy is like filling you up. Like, your cup is finally feeling like it's filling up, because, babe, you're pouring into yourself. You're choosing you. You're doing what feels good. You're taking care of yourself. You're not looking for another person to do it. You're doing it. Because no one can do that for you anyway. Truly, you know? And this also represents divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And like I said, this isn't a love reading. This isn't about another person. This is about you balancing your 2 energies within your body. Because everybody has divine feminine and divine masculine. Those are the 2 energies of the universe. And just like anything in the universe, there's duality. So your energy can be out, one can be overcompensating for the other when we're out of balance, but you are coming into balance. And it's like you and your higher self are like staring each other in the face, and they're like, babe, you made it. You're here. And you feel so good. You feel so heavy right now, but you also feel so good. And I love that. I love that. I feel it. I love it. Because this is what you've been waiting for. This is that feeling in your heart that you've felt a pull towards your whole life. And because of how you grew up, you put other people on the pedestal above everything, above you, above all of it. And it's drained you in such a way that you couldn't focus on yourself in the way that you are right now. And you cleared the slate, and you're like, you know what? The amount of energy that I put into everything else, everybody else, I will still love and care and support, the people that are in my life. But like, you're not doing it to an extent that leaves you completely empty. You are filling yourself up. You are filling your own cup, and you are looking yourself in the mirror and you're like, there you are. Like, I've been waiting my whole life to see your face, and I am kind of a little, what's the word? I'm sorry. You're, maybe that's it. You don't have words. You don't have the words. There are no words to explain the feeling of finally seeing you, finally stepping into you, finally, just finally. And let that weight, that pressure come off your shoulders, because that's what I want you to lean into. Like, finally. And I know you don't see it yet, but you feel it. Lean into the feeling. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. But you are so in alignment. And also, there's 4 pillars in the back. So this is reminding me of like the 4 of Wands, if you know the traditional tarot. But it's 11-11. Alignment, baby. Finally. Yes. You so deserve it. Oh my God. And I'm so excited for whatever it is that you're about to like venture and journey into, because you're going to change the world. The message that the person that this message is for, you're going to change the world with whatever you're going to do, because you do it with integrity. You do it with honesty. You do it with truth. You do it with love. You're not lying, stealing, and cheating to get there. You've been stomped on. You've been knocked down. You've been pushed aside, and you still show up for the asshole in the room. You still extend a hand. You know what I mean? You're so pure, and the universe sees it. God sees it, and those are the people that he blesses with insane, miraculous lives, because they never lost that Christ light. If you think about it, I don't want to get too controversial. Hello. Okay, you know what I'm saying. If you think of Jesus, despite everybody and everything, he was a man of light. He still had compassion for the people who backstabbed him. He still prayed for the ones who prayed on his downfall. You know, he still held, you know, he was angry. He was human. Well, you know, human emotions, you know. But despite it all, it didn't change his heart. He didn't allow the world and the people in it to change the calling and the heart that he was given by God, by the universe. And he stayed true to it. And that is what makes him who he is. Okay? And I know that's a big thing where it's like, well, I'm not like Jesus. But if you think about it, you know, he says, you can all be like me. And we can, because we're all made of love. The frequency of the universe is love. That's what we're made of. But, not gonna lie, not everybody's gonna get to that place in that lifetime. Now, you have lived a lot of lifetimes to get to this place. Don't think you didn't go through your karma. Don't think you didn't go through your shit. Don't think you didn't do things, you know, that your soul had to repent for, that your soul had to make good on. But you did all those things. And this is the lifetime that you're looking your higher self in the face and you're like, damn, bitch, we made it, okay? And that's amazing. That is amazing. Now, the last card we have that was at the bottom of the deck is Blue Lotus and Higher Consciousness, right? New Earth activation. Okay, and if you're a part of the spiritual community, the new Earth is coming online, you know? The new wave of consciousness is coming online. The way that things used to be, I mean, they still will be, because again, everything in the universe has duality. There will be people that are operating from light and love, and there will be people that are operating from not light and love. That will always be a thing, you know? There's 2 sides to a coin, yin yang. It's always, you can't have one without the other. You can't have healing without the other, one or the other. Excuse me. Yeah, but you're reaching your highest level this far on your journey. You will keep continuing to elevate, but this far on your journey, this is the highest vibrating you've been. Now, in the background, you see these pyramids. Like this, these are like the steps of your life up until this point. You know, okay, well, first of all, there's like all this other stuff too. Okay, so like you've been on the journey, trucking along, and you walked up the steps. Every step was a lesson. Every step, maybe you walked up 5, you went back down 10. You know, you had to get kicked. You gotta get punched in the face a couple times to learn your lessons, because sometimes we're like, oh, they're like, the stove is hot. Is the stove hot though? You have to experience that the stove is fucking hot. And it's just something and that's okay, because that's how you learn. And it's what your soul had to go through to get to where you gotta go. But you're walking up the steps, and you're, again, like can we talk about the crystals? They're straight up alignment. This, straight up alignment. The sun is alignment in itself, but a walkway up to the sun, alignment. You're walking through right here, alignment. 1111, alignment. Straight on up alignment. Do I have to say more? You're in alignment. But you rose up, you know, lotuses, they grow out of mud. And look how tall you're standing out of that fucking mud, and you know it. I want you to be proud of yourself. I want you to celebrate yourself. I want you to congratulate yourself, you know, give yourself a pat on the back. More than that, obviously, but like, I really need you to like look at yourself and know how tall you're standing right now. You spent a lot of time in the mud, and you are standing so tall, 10 toes down, and you know it. But the mind is getting to you like, maybe I didn't do enough because I don't see it. You know it. Lean into your faith. Understand that that is everything you need. Because without that, that's what delays things. When you waver from the universe, God, when you don't trust, that's when things get delayed. And I don't want to say that to scare you. I'm not. I'm just saying that you know it's coming. So take a deep breath. Go look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, look at me standing tall for the first time in my life on my own. Not reaching out to another person, another something, another substance, another anything to get me there, to cushion me when I'm not there. Like, you're there. You got rid of all the toxic shit in your life that stood in your way from you getting there, and you are there. You're standing tall, and I want you to really know that, because baby, you're about to fly. Dragons, you got your wings now. You have your wings. Ah, there it is. What did I say? Where is it? There it is. Right? What is that? I don't know how to say that. I'm not going to mess it up. That is the key of life. New world architect. You're the blueprint, okay? And you have your wings now. You've done the work. You've done beautifully. It was so not easy. It was so hard. It was so trying. It was so heartbreaking. It was so gut-wrenching. It was so much. And it's coming, okay? It's coming. You're getting yourself in alignment. You are in alignment. I'm sorry, I misspoke. You are in alignment. And it's just about trusting right now. Okay, you have your wings. Her foot's not off the ground yet. So God will let you know when it's time to fly. But you are prepped and primed and ready for that moment. And they know it. And it's coming. And this is just your confirmation that it's coming. But you already knew that. But you need to remember, because sometimes the weight of what you went through starts to pull you back down. The old ways of thinking, the old beliefs, they start to creep in, you know, because you're elevating, and that version of you is dying. And that's, I don't know if anybody's really talks about how heavy that is. When you have to let go of a version of yourself that you have been living in, probably your whole life to survive. And now you have to let go of that security blanket, or what you think is a security blanket, because that's how you survived. But you know that you were operating out of ways that weren't in your highest alignment. But you have to let go of that. And letting go of that means you're going into the unknown. And the unknown is scary. But again, that's where God is. That's where the universe is. That's where creation is. Think about the universe. Think about Earth. Think about it. Everything starts off as a seed. Everything that exists is a thought. These cards didn't exist until someone had a thought and made it happen. You know, this Sharpie didn't exist until someone had a thought and made it happen. Everything around you, if it wasn't given a thought by a human or a thought by God, it doesn't happen. So everything is literally born out of the unknown until it becomes tangibly known. You understand? So what you're about to step into, the 180 of your life that is about to happen, started in your mind. It started in your imagination. It started in your heart. Whatever you're here called to do. It was given to you by the universe. It was given to you by God. But you've expanded on it, and this vision you have for yourself wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you. It started off as a thought, and it's coming into form. It's blooming. Just keep standing tall, because you're going to get your flowers. And I know you never got your flowers. People didn't want to give you your flowers. You know, when you're good, people don't want to tell you how good you are, because they're like, oh, your head's going to get big. But you're not the kind of person that gets a big head. Because if anything, you're beating up on yourself more than anything else. So you're the last person to get a big head, because you're your worst enemy, if anything. But yeah, you did this. This is you and God. This is you and the universe. This is divine. Wow, I'm starting to lose my words. I'm sorry. Get these pesky energies out of here, making me lose my train of thought. Co-creation. See? Co-creation with the universe. They planted it in you, but understand that everybody has something planted in them. Will they do the work that gets them to that place, though? That state, that dream come true, that life they want. Everybody has a calling in their heart. Everybody's got something. And you'll talk to a lot of people in this life where they'll say that they regretted that they didn't do this, that, or the other thing. They don't act on it. A lot of people, they operate out of fear. They don't take risks. They can't, you know, they're stuck. And again, not their lifetime to blossom. They're still a little bud that needs more watering to fully become who they are. They have more lessons they need to learn, and that's okay, because we've all been there. The universe is an onion. There's so many layers. Who knows? There's so much. But this was co-creation with the universe. But give yourself your flowers too, because this started off in here, and you're about to see it out there, and that's going to blow your mind. And it's supposed to, because they want to show you, they want to shower you, they want to reward you for the work that you've done, because the work that you've done was generational. You saw your family, you watched them, you're like, guys, this ends with me. We're not doing this. Some of you could even, like, you want a family, and you don't have a family yet because you didn't want to continue that, the trauma. So you've been working on yourself before you even approach that idea, because you're like, you know what? I will not do this. I will not repeat, and I will not have a child that has to to pick up baggage of anyone else. They will have the life that we also deserve, but you want to give that to them, and you have been waiting, and that is very specific for somebody, but you're on your way. And this was just confirmation of that. I hope this message resonated for you guys. I hope to see you in the next one, okay? Love you guys.